Well, Lord, I have a journey I must travel. Well, Lord, there are new places I must go. A lot I have never seen. What's in tomorrow? But since you're there, fix tomorrow. Since you're there, make the road straight for me. Since you're there, fix tomorrow. Since you're there, make the road straight for me. Well, Lord, I have a journey I must travel. Well, Lord, there are places I must go. A lot I have never seen. What's it tomorrow? Since you're there, fix tomorrow. Since you're there, make the road straight for me. Since you're there, fix tomorrow. Since you're there, make the road straight for me. Since you're there, since you're there, why will you there? Fix it, Lord. Since you're there, since you're there, since you're there, where I will be. Since you're there, stress, fix it, you're there, God. Since you're there, since you already there. Well, my tears, Lord, since you're there, will be so heavy. Since you're there, since you already there, you're there, already there, God. Tomorrow, I want you to fix it, Lord. Fix it tomorrow. Fix my tomorrow before I get there. Tomorrow, Lord, tomorrow. I'm asking you, since you already there, my tomorrow. Fix it for me tomorrow. I'm asking you, God. Since you're there, since you're there, since you're already there, since you're there, Lord, since you're there, I can't see that. Since you're there, I know you're there. That you see my tomorrow. Since you're there, you're already you're there, Lord. You're already since you're there. My tomorrow. Since you're there, since you're there, you're already there. You're already. Since you're there, you're already. Since you are there, you're already. Fix my tomorrow. Make the road straight for tomorrow.
This interview is sponsored by Bell Video and Audio Services. For all your video and audio services and virtual needs, call on Bell Video and Audio Services 334-338-2793.
We want to say good afternoon to another edition of Bell's Video and Audio Services podcast. And this afternoon we have another special guest, a young lady. And this young lady that I have been knowing for quite some time is from the Roanoke area, And matter of fact, her grandmother is a member of the First Baptist Church, 549 Riley Street. And again, I say I am excited because anytime some of our young people are trying to do something, trying to advance themselves, we as elders and Christians, we should try to promote them to get where they need to be in this life. Because there was once a time that we ourselves was young and we needed support. We need somebody to help keep us motivated to achieve the goals that we had set in front of us back when we were trying to achieve from A to Z. But also, I was a friend, a close friend of her grandfather many years ago. And while I'm talking about her grandfather, uh, when I ran for Roanoke City Council in 1988, her grandfather was one of my greatest supporters of pushing me to go and sign up and to be a Roanoke City Councilman in this city, which I served for quite some time. So we now have to promote and motivate our young people, as I have stated, to achieve a goal, achieve their goal, especially when they are positive to goals. So tonight, I want to bring on this young lady that have achieved and still achieving goals. And we got to thank God for our young people when they are achieving goals, because there are so many that is falling by the wayside. But anytime we can give a helping hand to keep anybody on the right track, that's what we need to do. So tonight, I welcome none other than Sister Portia Woolford to my platform. Come on in, Sister Portia Woolford. How you doing, Portia?
Hey, how you doing, Miss Bell?
Well, would you kind of go ahead a little bit and kind of just introduce yourself a little bit to tell the audience something about yourself, and then we're gonna get started.
Okay, well, as Mr. Bell said, I'm Portia Wilford, born and raised in Roanoke, Alabama. Super proud to be from Roanoke, Alabama. I actually graduated from a school in Florida. We moved to Florida at the end of my 10th grade year, but I came back to Alabama to go to nursing school. I went to nursing school at Southern Union. And I worked as a nurse in the Roanoke area for 8 years before I moved to Georgia, before I started working as a nurse in Georgia. And so I did home health care in Randolph County for 4.5 years. I worked at Roanoke Healthcare at the nursing home there. Really love taking care of the people that I know, my community. And then I worked in Carrollton as a nurse in management and leadership. And from there, I have started my own company. So I've used my nursing skills, my nursing education. I also have a bachelor's degree in healthcare administration. I use all of that and my passion for writing, the gift that God gave me as a writer, to start my own company where I work with nursing and healthcare brands to help them create content that's inclusive, to make sure that their content is content that the everyday person can understand how to read. I'm very passionate about health equity, specifically when it comes to the Black community, making sure that we are getting the health care that we need. So, and I'm your reigning Miss Black Alabama USA.
Amen. Now that was a great overview of what's going on in your life, and it's exciting just to hear you explain that to me and also to the audience. Before I go any further, the one that are listening and watching this podcast, would you please share it out? As many shares, because we want everybody that would know more about Sister Portia Wolfer and what she's all about. So, Sister Portia, well, before I even talk about what's sitting on top of your head, I want to ask you a question concerning your business. Now, have you ever been a traveling nurse? Are you doing something like that now? Where you staying at?
So no, I never did travel nursing. That's not something that I ever wanted to do. Kudos to nurses that do that. So my nursing career, most of it has been in like a nursing home. So when I was at Roanoke Healthcare, I was a nursing home nurse. And then I went to home health care. I worked for a home health company actually in Roanoke. And what I did was I just went to the patients' houses. I taught them about their illnesses. I taught them about their medication. I educated them on how to take care of themselves. And then when I left there, I went back to another nursing home. I did what they call a unit manager. So I managed the unit. I managed the nurses and the CNAs. And from there, I transferred from that position into what they call a staff development and infection control position. So what I did was I created all of the curriculum, all of the education. I developed programs for the entire facility. And before COVID hit, I was already the infection control nurse. But of course, when COVID hit, it just kind of amplified my role as the infection control nurse. And so I made sure I kept our building, free from infectious diseases. And that was my main goal. And then I was already working on my business like as a side hustle while I was still working as a nurse. And then I decided that it was time to take my business to make it a full-time business because it's something that I was just very passionate about.
That is so wonderful. And you correct me, your sister also have a business.
Yeah, my sister has multiple businesses. She has a cleaning business, and then she also helps people with their with financial education. She's very passionate about helping the Black community with their finances and their financial education, so that we are on the same playing field as other people.
Hey man, and that is amazing, and it's wonderful to see two sisters that have their own business, and we as Black individuals, Black African Americans, we should try to promote our own and make sure they achieve the goal that they got set in front of them, and we can help them do it. We can't be jealous and envy of individuals that are trying to get somewhere. We got to help promote them and give them the motivation they need to achieve the goal that is set in front. So I'm excited for you, Portia. I really am excited for you and glad to hear that you are doing so well in the field that you are in. But also tonight, I want to talk about that crown that is sitting on top of your head. And being so excited about the crown because this is my first time interviewing a queen. And
I'm excited.
Most of the time, it's my daughter that handles this kind of the platform. But tonight, I'm kind of stepping out of my zone a little bit tonight. But that's okay. We're gonna talk about it tonight, and I hope my daughter is watching this interview, seeing her daddy stepping out of the zone just a little bit tonight. Because most of the time, my podcast be on different other subjects, such as. But tonight, it's good that I'm stepping out tonight. Let's talk about this crown. Miss Black Alabama, let's talk about your crown a little bit.
Oh, I'm super excited to do this. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a couple of years now. And I just decided to step out on faith and go for it. With my platform of health equity, I'm very passionate about health equity. I also do a lot of social media influencing. So in that space, I talk about health equity and promoting diversity in healthcare professions, specifically nurses. I firmly believe that if we have more diversity in healthcare professions, then some of this health inequity that we have in healthcare, then we can help get rid of it. If you have someone that looks like you taking care of you, stats show that you get better healthcare, you receive better healthcare. And so with my social media presence and with the business picking up the way it was, I just thought, why not? Just go for it. And I was crowned Miss Black Alabama USA. And my platform is health equity and increasing access to care. So I'm passionate about going throughout the entire state of Alabama and educating people on health equity, how they can take care of themselves. I'm also very passionate about letting children see me as a Black nurse so that they can see that this is what you can do. I feel like if you start, the earlier you start letting kids know who they can be, what they can be, they see someone who looks like them, they know that it's attainable. So I'm passionate about that. My goal is to have 100 books, donate 100 books to schools across Alabama that are specifically about healthcare professions. So whether that's nursing, physicians, I know lots of nurses who've written books about being nurses. And so that's my goal, is to be able to donate 100 books to these schools throughout Alabama, elementary and middle schools. And then also just promoting equity, is going to different like nursing programs and medical programs, and letting them know as healthcare professionals what we can do by using social media to promote equity and to promote diversity. That's basically what I've been doing for the past 2 years. I built a social media platform on letting other healthcare professionals know how we can use what we know to make sure that we're promoting equity amongst the communities that we serve.
Amen. Portia, I love how you explain that. That's so. I hope your mother is watching this because uh, I'm feeling so proud. Even though you're not my daughter, but the way you speaking, Portia, you making me feel proud and
Thank you.
excited about you. And I hope your mother is watching this live interview because if she like the way I feel right now, I know she is super excited about her daughter that have stepped out. Tell me, uh, how many contestants that it was when you was crowned? I know you had to kind of go through some hoops and kind of make it to the top. So tell me a little bit about that.
So what happens is I applied for the position. I had to send in like a resume and a headshot, and all of that good stuff. And then they let me know that I was they crowned me Miss Black Alabama USA. I got an email from the National Miss Black USA panel letting me know that they had actually chosen me on the national level to represent the state of Alabama. So in August, I will be in Washington, D.C., and I will be competing for Miss Black USA. I'll be representing Roanoke, and I'll be representing the entire state of Alabama, hopefully to come home, bring that crown back to sweet home Alabama.
Amen. Audience, did y'all hear that? She is headed to the national capital to compete. Ain't there something? All the way to Washington, D.C. A young black lady from Roanoke, Alabama is headed to Washington, D.C., the national capital, to participate. Ain't that something? So that's why we should be proud of you. Everybody should be proud of you from Roanoke, Alabama, Portia, because you are trying to achieve something. And I'm gonna pray that God will give you favor. He will.
Thank you.
He will give you favor. Uh, could you tell me something more of the project that you got going? I know when you the crown, when you got a crown on top of your head, you the queen. There are projects that you must do also
Yes.
to keep your crown. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, community service is a big part of the organizations, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do the Miss Black USA organizations, because of course, yeah, how you look on the outside, it matters, but they also, they love, community service. They value education. They value fitness as well. So it's not just a beauty pageant, quote unquote. You actually have to have some substance behind you. And so my community service projects are around health equity. So speaking to schools throughout Alabama, I've been actually working with the mayor of Roanoke to get some things together for the city of Roanoke. I think one of the things that I've noticed in Roanoke is that there is a lack of health equity because people can't afford to pay their medications. We don't have a transportation service in Roanoke, so sometimes people cannot get to their doctor's office when they need to get to the doctor's office, and that's also, lack of not being able to afford to pay, for someone to take them. We don't have taxis in Roanoke. We don't have Ubers in Roanoke, so that's something that I'm very passionate about. So, Mayor Jill Patterson, I actually knew her before this because she's a nurse as well, and so I was able to, let her know what I'm doing, and she's been, very helpful, and she's open to any ideas. I know the nutrition center is about to reopen for our seniors, and that's something I'm going to be involved in. I'm very passionate about seniors because, my grandmother, Mr. Mack, I love my granny, and then my dad's parents, unfortunately, they passed away last year. They helped raise me, so I was super close to them as well. So the seniors, helping out our seniors is something that I'm very passionate about as well. So for Roanoke, those are some things that I'll be working on. And then I'm working on some other projects to expand outside of Roanoke because I really want to go to every, county if I can in the state of Alabama and help them implement something similar to the things that we'll be trying to do for the city of Roanoke. So I'm super excited. I'm very grateful that I have the support. So many people from Roanoke have congratulated me and supported me. And, me being a hometown girl, born and raised here, went to Southern Union, got my nursing degree from there, just means a lot to me.
Amen. My platform is my podcast, Bell's Video and Audio Service Podcast, is to promote especially promote my African American brothers and sisters to help them achieve goals that they got set in front of them. And like I said, I'm excited for you, Portia, that you took time out uh, to come on tonight and to be my special guest. Like I said, I'm stepping out of my zone just a little bit tonight, giving you this interview because, like I said, my daughter used to take care of this part of it, but she do a wonderful job. Because when you
Yep.
talk about a crown and pageant and stuff, I believe she can write you a book on that stuff. She just all into that. But her dad tonight, and I hope she's watching, that I'm taking just a little chapter out of her book this afternoon because I got Portia Wolfer that's sitting with a crown on top of her head. So I'm not gonna keep it too long, but I'm just excited, glad you came on tonight. But Portia, is there any words you like to leave to our young folks? We need to speak to our young folks special this afternoon. We need to promote our young folks. Now, when you get my age, if we ain't got it at my age, I won't have it. But we need to promote our young people. Now, give me a word for the young people that have a desire to do good and promote themselves out there in the world.
I say just to do it. The gifts that God has given you, they will make room for you. Even though I went through nursing school and I went through all of that, one gift that God always has given me is the gift to be able to write. That's a gift that I had. And so that gift that God gave me, I just put it on Facebook. I was delusional. I was just so delusional that I just knew that what God gave for me, it was for me. What He gave me, the Bible says He'll make room for you. The gifts that God give you He'll make room for you. And that's what He did. He made room for me. And so I'm from Roanoke, just like y'all are from Roanoke. I'm from a small town. I went to Knight and Low and Hanley Middle and Hanley High. I went to Southern Union. And so if I can do it, then y'all definitely can do it as well. So don't let anyone or anything stop you from your dreams. If you know that that's what you want to do, it's something that God placed on your heart, then you can definitely achieve anything that you set your mind to. Don't let anyone put a block on you, put you in a box.
Amen. Well said. Well, Sister Portia Wolfer, I want to thank you so much this afternoon to come on my show. And I see I'm looking at it, the numbers on Facebook Live. I see that a lot of individuals are popping on. If they don't have, if not watching this live interview, you can also go back later on and they can watch it also. So again, I want to thank you so much, Portia. And out of a while, I'm gonna dial up somebody, and we're gonna talk about something out of a while in a few minutes. But as I close out, is there any last words you want to say before we go out?
I'm sure if you guys want to support me, you can go to givebutter.com/MBA. You can support my platform, also my journey to Washington, D.C. You can follow me on Facebook. I am showing like my entire journey on Facebook. And again, I just appreciate all the support, all the prayers, and from my city, my hometown. It makes you feel good. It's good when strangers do it, but when it's your hometown and people have seen you grow up from a little girl into a grown woman, it just hits a little differently. So thank you, Mr. Bell, for allowing me to be on here today. I really appreciate your time and your platform. And I love your daughter. I love Crystal. I'll be speaking with her, and I think in a couple of weeks. Crystal is one of those Black women from Roanoke that I have always looked up to. And so I feel like, following in her footsteps of being a pageant queen, that means a lot to me as well. So again, thank you, everyone. And if you want to support me, again, givebutter.com/MBA, or you can just shoot me a message on Facebook. If you have an event or you have an organization that you would love for me to come and volunteer, please let me know. I'm taking appearances and I would love to support you, volunteer, whatever I have to do. I don't mind getting down and dirty. I'll pull my crown off and we'll get down and dirty, and I'll help you with your organization or your event.
Amen. Thank you so much, Portia. Y'all heard. If you want to donate, she gave y'all the information to how to donate to her, and it's gonna it takes finance. Now she's going to Washington D.C. And when you go to Washington, I've been to Washington D.C. many times in the past for different meetings and stuff, and you don't go up there with $10. It takes hundreds of dollars to make that trip. So again, thank you, and you take care and be blessed. And I hope you achieve every goal that sits in front of you.
Thank you, Mr. Bell.